Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology. So, last time we did, I believe, a carpet bombing mission over a bunch of bunkers that were potentially housing high-ranking Chinese military officers, generals and such, that were leading the charge into Russian territory. And I believe the mission before that was a combat air patrol, in which we swept the skies of enemy fighters with no losses, no damage. So let's see if we can keep this good streak going. Cancelled tour. Timper Air Base. Date July 13th. Local time 0500 hours. Weather clear. Situation: the Chinese have moved additional flanker squadrons to the captured air base near Petrovka. Mission objective: your mission is to attack and destroy 6 hardened aircraft shelters at Petrovka. Shortly before your TOT, time over target, F-4Gs will take out the air defenses surrounding the base. F-15Cs will provide air cover during your strike. Threat suppression data: ground opposition ZSU-23-4s, air opposition SU-27s. So it looks like we're in a flight of 2. We're in blue group this time as opposed to green. And we will be landing at, what is that, Nikolaevka Air Base instead of Chimper. So we got a coordinated strike. I think we're probably gonna make it there before the F-4Gs though, but we'll see. So of course we'll take the Estival, and I think the Mavericks are probably a good option with a pair of Snake Eyes for backup. AMRAAM Sidewinder full fuel. Looks good to me, so let's jump in and get going. Alright.
Contact, York, 11 o'clock flow, 37 miles. Please advise.
Alright, I got him. Big 29s. IFF can interrogate, so presume hostile. Let's see here. So we're just gonna head right to the Petrovka hangars. And you think the Chinese would learn by now to stop putting flanker squadrons there, because we're just going to take them out. I mean, isn't this the same airbase that had flankers before? Looks like we have FSXs taking off from, where is that? Coral? Something like that. Alright, so friendlies. We got the F-4Gs, I believe, above us. No sign of the F-15s yet, but I think we'll be able to take care of ourselves. Before I forget, let's turn on our IR seeker. We are 30 miles from Petrovka. We're going to adjust our course. We'll probably switch down to 25 nautical mile range here. Okay, yep, he sees us.
York, 11 o'clock flow, 24 miles. Please advise.
Jammers on. Looks like possibly a 3 or 4 ship formation. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we'll definitely we'll be using our AMRAAMs and our wingmans, AMRAAMs, I think, and well, hoping that the F-15s can handle those FSXs. Alright, open up. And get a little closer, let loose.
Contact, York, 12 o'clock flow, 9 miles. Please advise. Fox 1, attack standard, York, 12 o'clock flow. Alright, let's get it.
Alright, so that should hopefully take care of 3 of these guys.
Splash 1, Fulcrum.
And we'll gun down the last.
Oh yeah, attack standard.
Alright, he's coming in straight for us. Alright, he's going high. Alright, we got good hits out of him, good hits. And he curiously enough didn't fire at us. I think he was counting on his other wingmate to flank us, which didn't happen because our wingman distracted him, and you know, we took out half of his flight before we even engaged in this dogfighting. So And come on. I think these rounds have a lower velocity potentially than the 20 mils we normally have, so I think that's why I was having so much trouble with that. There we go, MiG-29. We'll help our wingman out now. It sounds like that MiG-29 we just took out crashed on the ground and is making quite the
Let's get this guy.
Up there's his wreckage. Oh, he's still blowing up. Jeez. Must be all that ordnance and fuel that was on him.
Knock him out.
Just gotta get a little closer.
Multiple hits.
Wow, our wingman was right on his ass. Man.
Waypoint Bravo.
That's tailgating if I've ever seen it.
Descend to Angel 5.
Alright. Range out radar. We have the F4G, so they will actually get in before us. We have a flight of J7Es. I'll send my wingmen in to try to knock those out. Just so we can try to preserve the F4Gs as long as possible. I mean, you got a 70s, well, actually like a late 60s vintage aircraft there, technically, so, yeah. Well, actually, I think the prototypes were probably late 50s and they entered service in the 60s, so, yeah, I'm not expecting them to have a lot of longevity. I mean, in real life, the F4G was definitely retired by this point, so we'll have to try to take out as many of the the flankers out on the ground. If they get a chance to take off, then those F4Gs are toast. We'll actually, okay, so we'll take this guy. Alright, we'll throw in our afterburner. Okay, we have F-15s in the mix. So hopefully the F-15s will help out a bit. I'll take this guy out just because he's an ace. And even in an old aircraft like this, that can cause a lot of problems. Alright. I'm going to presume the F-15s have it from here. I believe these are our targets.
Attack structure, your 5 o'clock flow. Engaging. Debris flying.
Looks like the F-4Gs and F-15s took out some of the aircraft that were preparing to take off. I don't see any. Actually, I think they took out all of them, as opposed to the air defenses, which is fine by me. Air defenses haven't been too much of a problem for us in this campaign. Of course, I say that, and now we're going to get slaughtered or something, but...
Taking a shot. Beautiful! Impact! Boom! Oh, yes!
Alright. There's a lot of ordnance. Now, 500-pound bomb should be sufficient to knock out this structure. That's the thing with hardened structures, is a lot of them can take some punishment, but not like direct hits generally. Oh yeah. So I guess we're missing one Haas because there you are. I'm gonna say we don't have our mission complete yet, so we'll just do a little dive bombing exercise here. Okay, there's the air defenses. Woo. Oh, they are shooting us up real good. They got our, take that out with the Maverick. I'm going to take out the Shilka because...
1 mile, 3 o'clock, in range.
Where were you? Bombs away. Close the door. Got him! That should make life of the target a little bit easier. Looks like the air defenses have woken up finally. I don't know where our FRGs are. Okay, he's acquiring. We're gonna find that Sam and shut him down. I think that's probably him on the corner there. Because at this point, all we can really do is make life easier for our wingmen. Yep. There's one Sam at least. Looks like there might be some other fighters in the air. We'll have to be cautious.
I'm taking a shot.
Alright, anyone else? We still have an IR threat indicator. That might be Travka.
Firing missile.
Oh. There we go. Oh no, that's just a BTRA. I'm not too worried about that despite the ridiculous gunnery skills tanks have in this game. Ah, there's our F4G. Alright, I think we're done here. So, we've taken not as much damage as we could have, so we will be grateful for that, and with that, we're going to run off to our landing approach. Keep our jammers on just in case anyone tries to get the jump on us, like this SAM site down here. But it looks like he's not going to take the shot, so lucky for us, I guess. And, oh, hey, we're here already.
Waypoint Delta, bearing
Throttle down, switch to navigation mode. Sure enough, there's Nikolaevka. Probably turn our jammer and radar off. Don't want to fry anyone. And it looks like there's a aircraft right in front of us. What might you be? Oh, they have an SU-34. They must have... They've taken some damage. So either the base was attacked or they were doing perhaps a close air support mission or some sort of or interdiction mission. Alright, it's safe to deploy our gear now. Oh, they were attacked. Look at all those fires around there. Fortunately, the Russian air defenses seem to have managed quite admirably. So, that's fortunate for us that we have a base to return to. Pump up the throttle a little bit. It looks like they did take out an aircraft on the tarmac there, so we will have to be a little cautious. We don't... Honestly, we shouldn't even be landing because of the debris that would make. You know, they should be sweeping that up because... or not object debris, I think it's called, is actually a huge threat to aircraft. Particularly on aircraft carriers, you know, with the very limited space you have for takeoff and landings. But what that is it's basically any bit of debris, whether it's like, you know, shrapnel from, you know, hit on an aircraft, you know, that fell off, like a loose part on an aircraft that fell off when it landed, or, you know, if someone throws a Barbie doll out there, or, you know, whatever. You know, anything that's basically not supposed to be there, which is just about everything on a runway. So, and the reason this is such a threat is this debris can get sucked up into the engine because the engines, aircraft engines, especially modern ones, have enormous suction. There's actually a really famous video. If you go look on YouTube, you can probably see it. There's a video of an intruder on an aircraft carrier, and while it's being prepped for launch, one of the crew members that were doing like the final checks on it and whatnot were sucked into the intake of the intruder's engine. That's a subsonic engine, powerful, but not too ridiculous. And the only reason I think he survived was a combination of like his vest flew up, which gave him a little air pocket to breathe or something like that, and his helmet, which kept him from like getting sucked in all the way to the blades. But the point is, these are very powerful engines. That's why you hear the problems with like the bird strikes and stuff. So on airfields and carriers, they'll actually have a walk down where they'll grab a bunch of people. They'll start at one end of the runway or the carrier and walk to the other end looking for anything, even the smallest item that could possibly get sucked into an aircraft engine. So, and it's a very big risk because your best case scenario is you get something on takeoff before you've actually left the strip. You have a flame out and you bring the aircraft to a halt. Maybe you roll off the runway a bit, but otherwise you're fine. But if you've got altitude, that can be a huge problem because then you can crash, and that's obviously really bad. But in fact, there's another video that's relatively recent as of the time I was recording this, or am recording it rather. I think it was about a month ago. Memory serves, it was a Indian Air Force Jaguar, I think. It was a small strike aircraft developed jointly by France and the UK a while back. Yeah, I think that's the Jaguar. In any case, he was taking off, and you can see the moment there was like a bird strike or something that hit his engine. Its engine ingested something, and you just see a huge flame out, and then smoke starts trailing from it, and he lost that engine. So he immediately, he was on a training mission, so he had a lot of like dummy ordnance on him, and he immediately had to dump all that. Actually, I don't think it was dummy ordnance. I think it was actually live. Might have been live ordnance. I can't remember if it blew up or not. But in any case, he had a lot of ordnance on him, dummy or otherwise, that he had to jettison. Just because at that point, with only one engine, he didn't have enough thrust for the amount he was loaded down. So in order to maintain altitude, or at least to not drop altitude so rapidly or stall out, he had to dump all that immediately, and that quick reaction of his is what saved his aircraft in the end. And I'm sure there's plenty more stories of that. But yeah, foreign object debris, very bad. Bad. And what we got here, EFM? X-31, okay. We'll park next to our X-31 bro over here. A little more thrust, and that should about do us. Oh. That should about do us. And we'll let our wingman taxi on in. And he's gonna come right through us. Or right inside of us. Oh, he's actually staying still for once. That's a new thing. I wonder if can we see I was hoping we could see him, but I think he's so inside us, like we can't. Oh, he's not that close, but close enough that we aren't able to like pan over and look at him. So, in any case, that ends today's mission. So let's go to our debriefing. Debrief. Dimper Air Base, date July 13th. Mission, canceled tour. Resolution, success. Your pinpoint bomb lobbing reduced those aircraft shelters to a pile of rubble. An excellent strike mission. So we destroyed the 6 targets. We took 30% damage from the AAA. Our wingmen came out just fine, though. We ended up destroying, I believe, 2 MiG-29s and a J-7. Our wingman, I believe, has 2 MiG-29s then. We have the ZSU-23-4 and I think an SA-9. And then 4 of the hardened aircraft shelters, while our wingman has 2. Yep, so one of our AMRAMs, I believe, was spoofed. And wow, our wingman had a terrible hit percentage. He only had probably 1 AMRAM hit. And this other one was spoofed, and then Sidewinders looked like they failed, I'm guessing. Really? We only have 4 hits? I thought we had hits. Oh. So it looks like one of our Mavericks failed to explode. That's interesting. Whereas our wingman, he had half of his failed. Man. Gun hit, we had 20%, he had 25%, so a rare case of him beating us for once, but he did half the damage we did. And then all of our bombs, actually, that we lobbed were pretty much right on target. I think technically the first bomb we lobbed over that hardened aircraft shelter was a bit off target, went a bit past it, but because of the way hitboxes in this work, counted as a direct hit, so yay for us. 1 SAM launch on us, we flared that away, and then that ZSU got a few hits on us. So. Alright, so we'll just, she's pretty heavily damaged at this point, but we can have her fixed up and ready to fly for our next mission, so. With that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and we'll see you then.